Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl May Vanessa. Let's get into this already. I'm making pepper ribs today, and I'm just gonna start off by seasoning it. These are the different seasons that I'm using. Adobo. I'm not using too much seasoning, guys, but I'm using adobo and I'm just spreading it over. I'm gonna go ahead with one of my favorite seasoning, which is this North seasoning right here. I normally like to use the green one, but the green one was out of stock, so I got me the red lid. So that's what I'm doing. And now I'm gonna go ahead with this other seasoning. So I'm pretty much just throwing in different types of seasoning just to give my ribs a good taste, you know. I'm going in with some garlic. Okay, put in some garlic here, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and add in some black pepper. Just sprinkling the black pepper around, and then I'm then gonna go ahead and add in some parsley. I'm gonna add in some parsley. You ain't gotta do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and put in some parsley. Now that's pretty much all the seasoning I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start, stirring it up. I'm gonna start mixing it up, rubbing and I'm gonna start rubbing together, mixing it up, making sure that the season is getting in every part of my ribs. You can use more seasoning if you want. I see people use like 10 different seasoning, but honestly, guys, you do not have to use that much seasoning. If you know seasoning that's gonna hit the spot, go ahead and go with that seasoning. So now I'm just adding my blended pepper, and I'm gonna keep mixing it up with the blended pepper as well, because this is pepper ribs. So I'm adding some blended pepper. You don't have to do this part because we're later gonna add the ribs into the blended pepper, the sauce. So I wanted to do it like this as well. Doesn't it look so good so far? I went ahead and added some more seasoning because I really wanted the seasoning to hit the spots within the ribs. It's one thing not getting your seasoning right. So that is it for the seasoning on the ribs. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and cover it up, and I'm gonna let this sit overnight so that the ribs are well marinated throughout the night. So that's what we're doing here. So guys, it is the next day. I've taken my ribs out and I've added some onions on top of it. I cut the onions kind of big because, hey, I'm just parboiling the ribs, so it's no big deal. So I'm parboiling it. As you can see, I'm giving it a little stir so that everything can go around, so the onions can go around it a little bit. And yeah, that's it. It's been a few minutes. My ribs have been boiling. It's boiling nice and hard right now. Looks good so far, but I'm going ahead and adding in some peanut butter. There is no pepper ribs without peanut butter. I don't know how you make yours, but you gotta add some peanut butter in it. So I'm going ahead and I'm adding about maybe 2 scoops of peanut butter into this, and I'm gonna and the peanut butter got stuck on my hands. So you don't want to leave the peanut butter just in there like that. You want to try to move it around so it gets every part of the ribs, and that's just what I'm doing here. I'm trying to stir it up, make sure that it's going around. It's going around so you don't make knots. I am going in with another scoop of peanut butter. This spoon here is pretty big. You want to get yourself something that will get you a good amount of peanut butter, and that's just what I did here. So again, I am stirring it up with the peanut butter. If you don't like too much peanut butter, you don't have to pour a lot of it, but it's good to make sure that you have like just a good amount of it in there. Look at that, it's boiling so good. It's looking good. Also, you want to make sure you're boiling your ribs very well. You can see my ribs are still on the fire, about done. You want to make sure you're boiling this good, because you don't want people eating ribs that are not done. When they take a bite, you want them to feel that softness. You want somebody's son or daughter struggling to eat these ribs. Please don't do that. Don't let nobody, poor child, struggle to eat your ribs. Make sure that rib is well cooked. So yeah, this was on the stove for at least an hour or probably more, because I really wanted it to be softened. I wanted that first bite to just be it, no struggles. And I'm like repeating myself, but hey, I can't stress it enough. I don't like eating meat and having to struggle to eat that meat, so I'm sorry. Unless it's some crabs now, then that's different. So if you can see, I'm taking a bite and it looks good. So my ribs are done. I put it aside and I'm blending some more pepper, some bell pepper mixed with some actual habanero pepper and an African pepper. I got my oil on the stove and I'm going ahead and adding in my blended pepper so that I can start frying up my pepper sauce. My pepper sauce is in the making. I'm going ahead and adding in a few cubes and just giving it a stir. I spent a few minutes since I added the cubes, and you want to keep stirring your sauce because you do not want it to burn. So keep stirring your sauce continuously. Don't go away from it for too long. So I'm just stirring. So the sauce has been boiling for a good amount of time, and I'm just going ahead and adding my ribs into the pepper sauce so that they can start to boil together. And I'm adding the sauce. You want to add in the red sauce as well because that's where most of your seasoning was done. And if you notice, I did not put too many cubes in here. I think I only added 1 cube, only because of the amount of seasoning that I put into the ribs. So don't put too much seasoning yet or too much cubes in your pepper sauce until you've added the ribs and you've tasted it and you know how it tastes. So I had to take that safety measure. Look guys, my ribs are looking good. It's looking good. I mean, you can tell just by looking at it. You can tell. So it's almost done, and I'm just letting it boil just a little bit more longer before I take it out. But it looks like it's pretty done. You see that? Do you see that right there? Yep, it's done. So I've added my ribs into the bowl. That's it. If you want to put yours in the oven, you can, but I don't like to put mine in the oven because it takes away from the sauce. So I don't like to put it in the oven, but that's an option. In this case, I am not. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to eat these ribs. It looks so good. It turned out so good. The spice was just perfect enough. And see, do you see how I was able to easily cut into that? That's how you want your ribs to be. Bye bye until next time.